Okay, listen to this video of Kevin. This is definitely Kevin. This is old, angry Kevin. This is Kevin who's angry, but also so old. Listen to this cat. Oh, he's so angry. I'm so mad, but also... I'm so mad at you. That's totally Kevin. Audio listeners, the cat was also orange, by the way. There's hair on my microphone. Gross. Gross. What's up, guys? It's Lisa. I am on episode 78. Yeah, we're cooking, guys. We're cooking. We're having a great day. I'm wearing my Temperamental tank top, which again, the audio listeners cannot see it, but I swear it's cool. It's like a turquoise. It's got the Kevin logo on the front. Dude, we rocking it. It's a great summer shirt, and you should go to LisaFoils.com and pick up some merch. There's some men's shirts. There's some women's shirts. There's some, there's like stickers and like, is there a cat bowl? I meant to put a cat bowl on there. I don't know if I've done that yet. But whatever, buy stuff, support the show. It's awesome. What is the greatest cartoon theme song, and why is it DuckTales? Like, there's been so many good ones, but why is it DuckTales? It's DuckTales. It's by far the best one. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Already in the first verse, we're just like, I'm in. You got race cars, you got lasers, you got aeroplanes? And you're pronouncing it that way? Dude, I'm in. Might solve a mystery, yeah. Or rewind history. Or rewrite history is what I meant to say. Both awesome. DuckTales, ooh. Then there's audience participation because everyone's like, ooh. Back in my old friends group, we had a rule that if anybody said DuckTales, you had to go, woo, regardless of how many times they said it, how it came up in conversation, who else was there, if it was at a professional setting, whatever. Doesn't matter. Middle of church, don't care. Woo. Not sure why we're talking about DuckTales in the middle of church, but you know what I mean. Woo. Every day they're out there making DuckTales. Woo. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales. Woo. That's the greatest lyric ever written. The way it like rolls off the tongue. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales. Ooh, it's genius. And then how about the bridge where it's like, danger right behind you. The little stutter is so good because like the ducks are scared, right? Because there's danger. And in the song they do it. And not only does it like work, but it like sounds cool. Danger, watch behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. What to do? Just grab onto some DuckTales. Ooh, genius. This song is genius. It's the greatest cartoon theme song ever written. And I would love any of you to argue with me that topic. I would love any of you to argue with me on that. Tell me a better one. Did you know that I believe Chuck Lorre, who created 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory, Mike and Molly, all these crazy popular shows, I'm pretty sure he wrote the Ninja Turtles theme song. Also very good. He's a party dude, party! That song's also amazing. Not as amazing as DuckTales, but it is so close. It's a hair away. Sorry, I'm messing with my microphone a lot. Is that annoying? It's so good. And I think Chuck Lorre just like wrote it. I don't think he's a songwriter. I don't think he like does that. But they just needed one and he's like, here's one. And he just like vomited it out. And it's like one of the greatest animated theme songs of all time ever written. So good on you, Chuck Lorre. That dude's just Midas, man. Everything he touches turns to gold. Dude's so rich, I bet. Yeah, so it's funny, speaking of theme songs, I got demonetized last week because when I showed you guys that exclusive clip from behind the scenes of All That of Tilt-A-Hurl, because I was showing you this exclusive clip that's never been seen before, just cause it had TLC in the background going, oh, just because they had the All That theme song on in the background, it demonetized me. It's like, sorry, can't have that song in your episode. We get your 50 cents that you would have made on this episode. Sorry. Damn, I hope they buy Skittles with it. Although I don't think you can buy Skittles for 50 cents anymore. I think it's more like $1. Inflation, So I got demonetized last week, which is crazy because I remember for the longest time I didn't even know if I was monetizing or not. That's not really my area of expertise. I'm here to sing theme songs. That's what I'm good at. Life is like a hurricane when they feel they're headed for the final curtain. Something, but that's for certain. Whatever. Okay, I know most of the words. That's pretty good. Yeah, that song's incredible. And then that led me to thinking about something today in the shower that I'm like, this is it. This is today's topic. So if you don't like my voice and you don't like that I just randomly, hey, girl Kevin, stop circling me like a shark. Either jump up or don't. Okay, you chose don't. Cool. Her little tail is like going back and forth like a shark fin, making me very nervous. I sleep with this cat every night. For some reason, she was making me anxious, just walking back and forth. She's still doing it. She's just kind of like circling the room with that little tail, just like flipping back and forth. Sharks in the waters. Okay, so that led me to thinking this morning, what are songs that were written specifically for films, for movies? What very popular songs that we all know were written specifically for movies? Oh, I know why I started thinking about this. I am doing a very cool sub gig next week, and that means there's a band in town who has a regular singer, and her name is Jasenia, and she's like the coolest chick of all time, and she's so pretty and talented and funny, and I love her. But she's not going to be there with her band next week, and so they called me to like fill in for her, which is a massive honor because she's incredibly talented and her voice reaches the stratosphere. And I'm definitely pooping my jammies a little bit over here, you guys. I'm definitely a little bit nervous that not only do I have to learn all of these songs in a short period of time, I got to then do them almost as good as her, right? Because I can't let the band down. I can't like bring down the show. I can't ruin the show while she's gone, right? I can't burn down the house while she goes off to vacation in Ibiza, right? She's letting me watch her house. I got to keep this thing from going up in flames. She can't come back to a burnt down house and be like, Lisa, what happened? I'm so sorry. No, so that can't happen. And one of the songs that I have to learn some harmonies for is that Aerosmith song, Don't Wanna Miss a Thing. And I was like, that is from Armageddon, right? But was it written for Armageddon? Armageddon, which is relevant because I have a picture of me and Bruce Willis on my set. And he's wearing a giant novelty foam cowboy hat. I got to describe it for the audio listeners. So I did a thing with Bruce Willis called the Snick Sleepover Jam. And it was live. And we were all terrified because we're like, it's live. We only have one shot. Like, America's watching us. And you can't mess up your lines. And one of the scenes was with Bruce Willis. And so I did that. And then we took a picture afterward. And he's wearing a giant foam hat, as you do when you're Bruce Willis. He's so awesome. He was super, super nice. And it's funny because fun fact, he wasn't even going to be on the show. He was just his daughters were on the show. Because his daughters were a Scout and Rumor, Tiffany, Brittany, Scout, Cletus. Hey, Ma, get off the dang roof. Oh, gosh. Rumor is one of them, for sure. Scout, I think, is another one. Tallulah, does that sound right? Lily something? Gosh, I should know this. They were nice. Anyway, they are Bruce Willis's and Demi Moore's kids, and boy, do they look like it. Like, they look like a perfect mixture of both of them. But they wanted to be on the show that day as, like, participating in the Snick Sleepover Jam. I guess they were big All That fans, of course. Who wasn't? And Bruce and Demi and Ashton Kutcher were all hanging out in the shadows, in the background on the set, because they were watching their daughters do their thing. And I guess somebody was just brave enough to go up to Bruce and be like, hey, do you want to be in one of the scenes? And he said, sure, and he did it. And that's pretty cool because I've told this story before, but I had like 2 minutes warning that he was going to do it. And they had to write the scene very quickly. And they're like, Lisa, memorize this, do it. Ah! And then I did it and I stepped up because I'm a champion. I'm a winner. And that's what I do. That's why I'm going to step up and be a champion next week for this fill-in gig. And I'm going to do awesome. And am I scared? Yes. Am I nervous? Yes. Am I pooping my jammies? Yes. But that means that's why I have to do it. We've talked about this before. If something scares you, got to do it. So anyway, back to the topic. So, yeah, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith was written specifically for the movie Armageddon in 1998. It was composed by Diane Warren, a legendary songwriter for the film. In fact, Aerosmith hadn't originally planned to record it. It was offered to them by the producers, and it became one of their biggest hits ever. Okay, so Aerosmith didn't write it. Somebody else wrote it. Diane Warren wrote it, gave it to Steven Tyler and the other ones, and they're like, yeah, let's do it. And he was wearing 85 scarves when he said this. Yeah, and he was he was hip thrusting a stop sign while this was happening. Yeah, we love to record that song, love it and elevator. That's definitely how it went. That is factual. It's historically factual. Steven Tyler's daughter, Liv Tyler, starred in Armageddon. Of course, dude. Of course. What's he gonna say? Dude, somebody comes up to me is like, so Chloe is starring in a big budget Hollywood movie, and we're thinking that, like, as her mom, like, do you want to sing a song in it? Absolutely not. What am I gonna say? Of course he has to do it. His daughter's, Daddy, please, with her giant mouth. Daddy, please. Dude, that's not an insult. Yes, the Tylers have giant mouths, but you know what? I like that about them because people should look funny. I like funny features on people. People should look funny. We're like one DNA strand away from apes. Like, we should definitely look funny. Everyone should be a character actor. That's the way life should be. So Steven Tyler's daughter, Liv Tyler, started, which made the whole thing even more serendipitous. Yeah. I don't want to close my eyes. Which is funny because, like, it's sort of a generic love song. Does he refer to the movie plot at all in this song? I don't think so. Does he? It's just like, I could stay awake just to hear you breathing. First of all, creepy. If I woke up and Sean's staring at me and he's like this, you know that Willy Wonka meme with his head on his wrist and he's like smiling all cheekily? If I woke up and Sean was looking at me like that, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just hearing you breathe, baby. I'm just staying awake, just hearing you breathe. No! Go to bed! I don't like that at all. Terribly creepy. But no, I think it's just a generic love song. They don't reference the movie. So, like, okay, Ghostbusters, obviously written for the movie. You get the plot in Ghostbusters. You get it, you know? Bustin' makes me feel good. But no, this one isn't just like, I don't want to close my eyes because an asteroid might hit the earth and we'll all die, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. He doesn't want to miss everyone dying. Even though I drill. Isn't that the plot? They got to go drill the asteroid or something. NASA's like, go drill. There's an asteroid heading for Earth. Put a hole in it. Okay, here we go. Sorry, baby. I got to go drill a hole in an asteroid that's plummeting to Earth because science. Okay. I don't want to go to sleep, but I want to die up here on this motherfucking asteroid, and I'm going to drill. And also wearing 25 scarves while he's doing it. Yeah, I'm an improv master, obviously. Let's go down this list of the greatest songs written for movies specifically. Okay, number one, obvious. Say it right now to yourself. Say it. I'll wait. I'll show the jar of mayonnaise while I wait. Here, go. Okay, all together, everyone. My heart will go on and on. Yeah, obviously My Heart Will Go On is the greatest, objectively, right? Let's be objective. I'm not saying we're all Celine Dion fans and we're all saying this is the greatest song ever made, but we can all agree it's the most popular. Right up there with the next one, which is I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Okay. Gray area. But first, let's go back to My Heart Will Go On. My Heart Will Go On was kind of about the film plot, right? Like, it's about, like, you know, losing. It doesn't specifically say, like, we hit an iceberg, now we're broken in half and sinking. Like, it's not super specific, but it does say, like, you're dead and I have to go on with my life, and like we were in love, and you know, love can touch just one time and last for a lifetime, because that's what happened, right? There was this poor kid, and he jumped on the Titanic at the last minute and then fell in love with an upper class woman. It's Romeo and Juliet on a boat. That's how Cameron pitched it, I believe. Romeo and Juliet on the Titanic. Genius. Book it. Yeah, so it kind of gives you the plot in that song. Love can touch just one time and last for a lifetime, and never let go till we're gone. So it's great. Yeah, great song. Is this a fever dream, or do I remember Celine performing this on television at one point, and like during the like really big part at the end, didn't she like hit her chest really hard? I remember this as a kid, that she was like so passionate about this performance that she just went like here, and she like hit her chest really hard with her fists, and we're all just like, whoa, she's into it. And I feel like that's what late night talk shows talked about for like 2 weeks after that. But also that could have been a fever dream. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if that happened or not, but I feel like it did. Now, gray area. Number 2 is a gray area, and I don't even think it should be here. I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. But that is a remake, because the original was written by Dolly Parton. And so it says originally by Dolly Parton, but Whitney's version was crafted for the film. No, shouldn't count. I was ready to put it as like a strong number 2 behind the Celine Dion song. Now I don't even think it deserves to be on the list. You didn't write it for the film. You took a song that was already cool. And by the way, the dog is eating so loud right now. It's really distracting. She has an automatic dog feeder, and it like just pooped out a bunch of dog kernels, and she's over there. It's like, it's very distracting to hear just like a bear. She's as big as a bear, just a bear devouring food in the next room. So anyway, I don't think this should count. This is a debate you guys should have in the comments. Should this count? One would say the Whitney Houston version is radically different than the Dolly Parton version, but just because it was revamped for the Bodyguard movie, does that really make it an original song written for the movie? I don't think so. That's my 2 cents, which are very valuable these days, because we're getting rid of pennies. We're done with pennies. We're sick of them. I don't like how they smell. We're done. We're done with pennies. Get ready for everyone to hoard pennies. All the pennies that, like, dude, we've all thrown away pennies, right? You just sweep up a bunch of garbage. There's like 1 penny in there that you're like, I could reach into this garbage and pull out that penny, but like also pennies. I don't want this. I'm throwing it away. We've all thrown away pennies because we didn't want to reach into the garbage and get it. I'll barely reach in for a nickel. Barely. I will, but barely. So my 2 cents say that I Will Always Love You should not be on this list. Next, Take My Breath Away. Played during the steamiest scene of Top Gun that goes on very long, and it's billowy. There's like curtains and silhouettes and bodies writhing, and yeah. That's one of those where you're watching and you're like, yeah, you're a kid and you're like, yeah, this is about airplanes. Yeah, I love it. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. We love airplanes. And then the Take My Breath Away, and you're like, can we go back to the oiled guys playing volleyball? That seems more fun. Yeah, Take My Breath Away, that's great. Watching in slow motion. It's fine. It's a fine song. It's just a stupid, dumb, generic love song during a steamy scene in a great movie. Whatever. It Must Have Been Love by Roxette for Pretty Woman. I don't know this song, and I haven't seen I don't know that I've ever seen Pretty Woman, but it's weird that the song isn't Pretty Woman, right? Pretty woman walking down the street. The Van Halen version of that is far superior. Okay, It Must Have Been Love. It says originally a Christmas song reworked for the film. No, don't rework things for the film. That shouldn't be on the list. It has to be written specifically for the film, like this next one. Footloose. Footloose. Perfect example. The name of the song, Footloose. The name of the film, Footloose. It's dancey. It's perfect. It's a perfect song for a great film about the dangers of dancing too much. You can dance too much. That tiny town was like, absolutely not. We got to get rid of dancing immediately. Next, Eye of the Tiger for Rocky 3. I did not know that was written for Rocky. It's very synonymous with Rocky. When you think of Eye of the Tiger, you think of Rocky. They go hand in hand. But I didn't know it was written for the film. Am I stupid? I might be stupid. You probably all knew that. Duh, Lisa. Duh. Life is like a hurricane. Okay, we got Top Gun again. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. The next one's actually Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds for the Breakfast Club. Yeah. Does anyone know more lyrics to that song other than just that part? Don't you forget about me. That's the only lyrics I know of that whole song. But yeah, Breakfast Club was, one of those quintessential 80s coming of age movies about 4 kids in detention or something. And Molly Ringwald is in it because she's in every 80s movie. Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. Yes, Top Gun. Greatest song. Highway to the Danger Zone. It's so good. You cannot not get pumped up. Double negative. You cannot not get pumped up when you hear Danger Zone. There should be a study done. There's a couple songs that I want a study done that when you're driving and like say you've been driving all day, if that song comes on, do you just naturally increase your speed and start driving faster? I think for sure that song would make you do that. I think Cakes the Distance. That would totally make you reluctantly crouched at the starting line. It totally makes you that one and the Offspring song originally for Crazy Taxi. That's where I learned of it. Of the yeah. Crazy Taxi was an amazing game. Remember how it started? Well, it's time to make some crazy money. Are you ready? Here we go. Yeah. That makes you slam on the gas anytime you hear it, or it makes me slam on the gas because that was the beginning of Crazy Taxi every round. Next, look, this next grouping of great songs written for movies are Disney songs, and I'm not counting any of those. I'm not counting like legit musicals or animated movies, because obviously Circle of Life and Let It Go and A Whole New World and Colors of the Wind, obviously those were written for those movies. That's what you do for Disney. You're not singing covers in Disney songs. So I'm not counting any of those. I'm not. No. Now, then as we continue, there's another category here. Shallow. For A Star is Born 2018, a movie that has been remade at least 837 times. A Star is Born is notoriously the most remade film of all time. They remake it every 10 years with whoever's famous at the time. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I was in like a certain mood or I was feeling a certain way, but I started watching it and it's a good film. We can call it a film. Look, there's movies and there's films. Or films if you're Irish, and films are artsy and movies are high budget fun fests, which we learned from the studio. Great show on Apple, by the way. I got about a half an hour in and I was like, I can't do this. I don't know. It wasn't jiving with me at the time. I'm sure it's a great movie, and I actually sing Shallow a lot with several bands around town during our set, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I do need to go back and watch it. Because I know it's a great movie and it probably won a bazillion Oscars, but whatever. Next, Skyfall by Adele for Skyfall 2012, the James Bond movie. Skyfall. That was a great song. Totally great standalone song. Complements the film nicely. It's got that kind of like sexy James Bond vibe. Her voice is so smoky. It fits really well. It's a great song. Now, next is my number one pick. I would pick this over My Heart Will Go On personally. Objectively, My Heart Will Go On should still be number one. But for me personally, if we're talking about my personal opinion, this is my favorite song written for a movie. And that is Lose Yourself by Eminem for 8 Mile. Come on. It fits so perfectly. It literally explains the movie plot in the song. His palms sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on the sweater already, mom's spaghetti. It's so good. And obviously because it's rap, he's got a lot more leeway to just explain the plot in his song. But it's such a good standalone song, even if you haven't seen the movie, even if you didn't know he was explaining the movie plot in the song, it's still a great song. It's very motivational. I think it's family friendly. I don't think he swears at all in it, which is alarming for Eminem. Like, he somehow made an incredible song, didn't swear at all, very motivational. It's a great song. It's a great movie. Yeah, I went back and watched 8 Mile recently. It's incredible. This is one I'm not sure how many people know, but Falling Slowly by the movie Once. This is an Irish movie, and it's beautiful. It's one of my favorite movies. It's so gorgeous. Incredibly low budget. Just a really simple little love story. And the one guy, Glenn, he's a guitar player and a musician, and just, playing on the street, basically husking for, Wait, husking? No, is that what it's called? Just straight busking. Is that what I'm looking for? Whatever the husking. That is corn. But yeah, so he's trying to make a living as a musician. It's not going well. He meets this woman who at first is very annoying, and then they get together at the end, and it's so sweet. And she ends up having this gorgeous voice and doing these harmonies for this song. And I'm pretty sure it brought me to tears. I definitely cried watching that movie. It's gorgeous. Next, Everything is Awesome by Tegan and Sara featuring The Lonely Island for the Lego Movie. I have not seen the Lego Movie. I'm a huge Tegan and Sara fan. I didn't know people even knew them. To me, they were one of my weird Portland bands that I always listened to, and I didn't think anybody else knew who they were. But they're great. Are they sisters? I don't know. I think they're sisters. But yeah, obviously we love The Lonely Island, and that's a great one. Then this has some honorable mentions. We're getting into the honorable mentions now. Into the West by Annie Lennox. Yeah, I'm on board with that. That song is absolutely beautiful, and no one could sing it but Annie Lennox. She's got a very haunting, gorgeous, beautiful voice. And you see on the horizon. It's so beautiful, and it's such a good punctuation at the end of The Return of the King, which made me sob. Absolutely made me sob. I mean, I hope that you guys were lucky enough to see all 3 films in the theater, because that was quite an experience. And I would love to, if they come back in theaters, I got to go back. But yeah, Return of the King, I was sobbing because I was sobbing so much that my body was like, okay, enough, because it has 12 endings, right? This thing happens, and then they beat the dudes at the Black Gate, and then they're like, yeah, we did it. And then Frodo wakes up, and then he sees his friends, and they're like, yeah, we did it. And then they go back to the Shire, and they're like, yeah, we did it. And then and then he's got to go on the boat, and he's like, yeah, we did it. And then it just keeps ending. There's so many endings. It keeps ending and ending and ending. And at every ending, my body was like, and then I'd recover and be like, oh, I got to start crying again. And then Annie Lennox started singing, and then I started crying again, and I had a headache for 2 straight weeks. Streets of Philadelphia by Bruce Springsteen for the movie Philadelphia. I don't know that song. I'm sorry, but isn't Philadelphia? That's a film, right? That's an artsy film. Yeah. Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News. Back to the Future. I did not know that was written for Back to the Future. And then of course Ghostbusters, Ray Parker Jr. for Ghostbusters 1984. That's got to be up there with the greatest songs ever written for movies, obviously. And then this last one, I don't know. The Hands That Built America by U2 for Gangs of New York 2002. A movie I've been wanting to watch for many years, but I haven't seen it. I know it's good. I remember the poster vividly, right? It's Leonardo DiCaprio's face and Cameron Diaz's face, and they're all it's all, dark, and they're looking at you, and they're like, we're the gangs of New York or something. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully my impeccable impressions of all of these songs will not get me demonetized like last week. they hear it and they're like, I do my impression of Celine. They're like, that's the real thing. That sounds exactly like Celine. That's the real thing. Demonetize her. Hopefully that won't happen. But it's funny. The TLC version of All That, the All That theme song is like obviously the popular one. So I can see why that would be a song they'd be like, you can't use this. However, I wonder if my version would get me demonetized. I don't know if you know this, but for season 10 of All That, they had me, Chelsea, and Kiana record the female vocals for a remake of the All That theme song with Bow Wow, who was no longer Lil Bow Wow. He dropped the Lil. And so we even did a little dance performance on stage for the 10th anniversary, but we remade the theme song. And I wonder if playing that one would also get me demonetized. Because, I don't know, is it even available? Is it on Spotify? I don't think it is. Who knows where it is? I'm pretty sure that they're just on this mission to just bury my seasons of All That as deep below the earth. They are calling Bruce Willis and the other guys from Armageddon. They're like, drill a hole in this asteroid so deep that we can throw episodes from All That season 7 through 10 into it, and then we'll never see it again. Come on. Dude, NASA is in on this for sure. They got to get rid of my seasons. They got to get rid of them. I don't know if there's like, maybe there's some weird subliminal messages that they put in all of our episodes that like, I don't know. I don't know, but maybe they're like, we messed up. We got to get rid of these episodes. They're turning kids into Satanists. We got to stop this. I don't know. But maybe like sugar and coffee spelled backwards is like, hail Satan. It's not. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I was a little mopey last week. I'm sorry about that. But you know me. I'm always going to be real with you guys. And if I'm feeling a certain way when I'm doing a podcast, I'm going to let you know that I'm feeling that certain way because we're authentic here and we're genuine. And I'm never just going to come at you with energy that's not me. Or I'm never going to fake it. I'm sick of doing that. I've done that in the past with other videos and shows where I kind of had to just suck it up and like do a video and act way happier than I was feeling that day. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just real. I'm real with you guys. You guys have known me for so many years that you can tolerate my ups and downs and hopefully relate to them. So thank you for coming back this week and every week. I really appreciate you guys and I hope you have a great start to your summer. Danger behind you, out to find you.